Hello. Trying to set this up. Okay. Thought I'd pop on here real quick. I don't have much time. So I was reading this. This was given to me by a friend. It's by the Guidepost, and it's an older article actually. It's about life after death. And I was reading a few of these stories, and I thought, wow, this is amazing stuff. So that's what I was gonna talk about today. Heaven. Can't wait for heaven. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be wonderful, and it's the best thing that's ever going to happen to us is to enter into this heavenly kingdom, to be with our Father and be with Jesus. And so I wanted to read you a quick few stories that are in here. And so here we go. This is a lady. Her name is Paula. Paula was in a horrible car accident. The car slammed into a huge tree, and she remembers feeling the crash, yet felt no pain. She also recalls standing above her body, hearing her boyfriend cry out, "She's not dead, she's not dead." And she saw the ambulance driver zip her into a black bag as he pronounced her dead. Then she saw a bright light, and yet the light didn't hurt her eyes. It was a light like she had never seen before on earth. She was overwhelmed and simply wanted to know peace and joy. Her life had been chaos, and she was living in constant pain, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. As Paula reveals, I knew the only place that I could get this peace and joy was with God. I could hear the music. I could hear the angels singing and praising God, and I started to go towards them, and then I felt a loving hand touch my shoulder, and she heard a voice telling her that she had to go back, and she needed to fulfill her purpose. She remembers saying, "I don't want to go back. I want to stay. Please let me stay." And she tried to go back toward the beautiful light, but the hand touched her shoulder again and again said, "Your time is not up yet. You have to go back." So then she woke up from her coma, and she lived through that car wreck without sustaining any injuries. So that was a miracle. Her near-death experience changed her life, and she said, "I can't wait to go back, but until then, I will serve my Father here on earth." Here's another story. Johnny Cash. This is his brother. He's a legendary country music singer, and his brother, his brother's name is Johnny. When Johnny was 12, his beloved older brother, Jack, his name was Jack, he was in a grisly sawmill accident, and Jack was only 14. And had plans to be a preacher, and he lingered for a week. Just before he died, Jack turned to his mother and Johnny, and he said, "Can you hear the angels singing, Mama? It's so wonderful, and what a beautiful place I'm going to." That was his final words. But Johnny Cash always remembered that, and he's been looking forward to seeing his brother in heaven. Let's see, what else? Okay, here's Melissa's heart suddenly stopped on the operating table. But Melissa immediately felt awake, and she looked around and saw the surroundings bathed in a golden haze. Melissa was not in the OR anymore. She knew exactly where she was. "I was standing on the edge of heaven," she said. "I saw vivid colors, turquoise mixed with blue hues of ocean intertwined with gold, and she felt no pain, no worry, no fear. She was filled with the most incredible sense of peace and beauty." Melissa saw a person standing off in a distance, yet his presence was all around her. It was Jesus and God at the same time, enveloping her in a feeling of love, comfort, and peace that just didn't exist until that point. She took a step toward Jesus, but she heard the voice of her deceased father saying, "It's not your time. You have to go back." "I want to stay with you," she said. And then she looked into the eyes of Jesus and was overwhelmed with love. Jesus said to her, "Everything will be okay. We will meet again soon." So Melissa faces challenges, but her time in heaven had given her strength to carry on. Let's see. I know the beauty that is awaiting for me. It is waiting for me, and I can't wait to go back. That's another story. Let me see. I'm trying to go quickly here. Where's another one? Well, all these short stories, and there's countless stories like this, after-death experiences people describe, and what they've come up with is the common things that people are saying in a lot of these stories. Things like you hear a strange sound or buzzing ringing while having a sense of being dead, but then you feel no more pain or in a sense of peace. You leave your body and a sense that your body's rising up and floating above your own body, your physical body. You see a radiant golden white light after passing through a tunnel. You feel your body rising rapidly into the heavens. You meet people of light who glow, who are often like your friends and relatives that have died before you, and they come to greet you. You meet a being of light, a powerful spiritual being, which many identify as Jesus or God. You undergo a complete review of your life, and you realize that love is the most important thing in life. You feel a reluctance to return to the earth. So these are the common things. And you're talking countless stories now, not just a few. Many stories, and you can find them in books and on the internet, magazines like this. You can go to the christianbook.com and find all kinds of information there too about how people have described heaven. Let's see. It seemed like there was something else. Anyway, it's even in the Bible. It talks about some descriptions of heaven, streets of gold, crystal clear water, luscious fruit, different colors, different sounds, different music you've never heard before, constant angels singing, as there's a constant praising and worship going on, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful to your ears. To your spiritual ears, I guess. And like in Revelation, in the Bible, in Revelation 21, it describes heaven as possessing the glory of God, where He is the light. There's no sun, no moon, no need for any other type of light, because God is the bright light in heaven. Cities are made of costly stones and crystal clear jasper. The reality of heaven is beyond the ability of man to understand. It also describes heaven as, sorry about my dogs wanting to come in here, says, in heaven there is no more tears, no more pain, no more sorrow, no more separation from God, or love, or peace. You have peace. You have total peace like you've never felt before. There's no war. There's no fighting. You are face to face with Jesus. You are in a holy dwelling of God. Unimaginable blessings there. Innumerable company of angels. Countless angels there. And you're just so filled. In Revelation 7, it talks about being so filled with the peace, the joy, and the praise. You feel the presence of all the peace, joy, and the praise in the heavenly realm. And there's so much more about it in God's Word and in many books. And sometimes there's also been documentaries, probably on YouTube, that can describe heaven. So much to look forward to. So much. You think, I also heard somebody say that somebody said that in heaven, you know, that they look on the earth like this is the war zone here, right? This is the war zone on the earth. There's constant spiritual war going on here, and you know, they are cheering us on, you know, that the angels, and they're just cheering us on. And every time somebody is saved, every time somebody enters into the kingdom, you know, they are rejoicing, they are happy, God is happy, Jesus is happy. And it's just a, you know, such a positive and wonderful place to be. I mean, we can't even wrap our minds around it. Excuse me. My dogs always have to be where I am. You know, people have asked, well, are there dogs in heaven? Do your pets go to heaven? Well, I don't know. You know, some people say no, but then, you know, some people who've had these near-death experiences have talked about seeing their pets, their old dogs in heaven, you know. And, you know, I know that there are other creatures in heaven, all types of different angels and probably other types of creatures too. And I don't know, we kind of hope that our pets, our dogs and cats that we love so much, and that we'll see them in heaven. I guess we'll find out one day. Okay, I think that's all I got today. It was just a quick thing about heaven. And of course, like I said, there's so much you could read about. Oh, here's a few things. Heaven is joyful. In Psalm 16, in your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore. Heaven is light. That's in Colossians 1:13. He has delivered us from the domain of darkness and transferred us to the kingdom of his beloved Son. Heaven is where God lives, our Father who art in heaven. That's Matthew 6:9. Heaven is eternal, for we know that if the tent is our earthly home is destroyed, we have a building from God, a house not made of hands, eternal in the heavens. 2 Corinthians 5:1. Heaven is full of our friends and loved ones, and God raised us up with Christ and seated us with him in the heavenly realms. That's Ephesians 2:6. I mean, there's a lot about heaven. Anyway, that might be a good research thing for you to do. And anyway, that's it for today. And remember, God loves you, I love you, and, you know, have peace. Even all that is going on, you can still carry God's peace. And don't forget, you know, what we have to look forward to after this world. I mean, we have a lot to look forward to, even in this world, because we can carry God's peace. But even greater than that is the rewards we'll get when we leave this place. You know, this is just a temporary place compared to eternity. And that's more important anyway, is your eternal home. We're only here for a little while. This is just a temporary, you know, we're just stopping at the hotel here on earth, right? And then after that we'll be in a beautiful place, you know, beyond our imagination. And anyway, okay, well, have a great day. Bye, guys.